Hi, Coach. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Congrats on the win. How would you describe that game? What just happened?
I think our guys just hung in there. You know, when we were down through most of the first three quarters, they kept their energy up. They kept their spirit up. They were pumping each other up on the sidelines, and it just felt like we were on the ropes, but we hung in. And that's I've been telling you guys how much I love coaching this team and coming to practice every day, because every guy's all in and fun to be around and totally committed to what we're trying to do. So just a great feeling to hang in there and then catch fire and come out with a win.
You played a lot of minutes without a center tonight, and it worked. Are you finding something with this team and a lot of non-center lineups?
Well, I think Eric Paschal has just been so good that he's a modern center, I guess. You know, I mean, there so many games that you watch in the NBA these days are centerless. So we've played Draymond at the 5 for many years. Eric looks like he's found a role in that spot. I thought tonight, more than anything, we just found a spark with that group. Eric kind of led the way, but we got great performances from Kent Bazemore, Brad Wanamaker, D. Lee, Mike Mulder. They all came in ready to play, and they really made a connection, offensively and defensively, and sparked us.
Can you kind of describe what that 3-guard lineup does for your offense?
Which 3-guard lineup?
I think it was Damian Lee and Mulder together with Steph.
Well, it gives us a little better floor spacing. The ability to create some space in the paint. The Clippers are an excellent defensive team. They're long and active and athletic, and if you can't create space, then you're just in a forest of trees out there. So I think that group was able to get some stops, get it out in transition, and open up the game a little bit for us.
Knowing that defenses are going to hound Steph all season, knowing that the Clippers frustrated him, he only had 13 points in the first Clippers game, why do you think Steph was able to just get free and erupt for 38 points? Well,
number one, because he's Steph Curry. I mean, there's not too much you have to say beyond it's just who Steph is. He's been doing this for many, many years. It's one of the reasons he's two-time MVP, and he's a phenomenal basketball player. And usually with Steph, when he has a tough game, he bounces back the next one. That's as part of his character and part of his competitiveness. So he found something out there. He found some openings and got himself going.
Steve, what goes through your mind when you're down plus 20 tonight, midway the third quarter there? What are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm just thinking, the most important thing for this team is to establish that we're going to compete for 48 minutes. It's still early in the season. We are a team that's coming together, learning one another. So it's the most important thing in my mind at that time was keep fighting, keep competing, don't give in, because it's important for us right now to establish our identity as a team that's going to compete and fight every night and play together and play hard.
Do you think it's possible Kelly Oubre might need like a role change to get himself going?
No, I think the reality is, I've been saying this, because this team is so new to one another, we just haven't found a groove with that starting lineup. It's just been tough to find a flow. So I don't anticipate changing anything. It's so early in the season. I want Kelly to gain some rhythm and some confidence, and he's going to be fine. He's a proven NBA player. He's been doing this for years, and he'll get going.
Coach, this is Davide from Italy. Sorry. Hi. What do you think you can build on a victory like this, in which you came back from down 23, in which your best player played, but also it's a great team effort?
I think the thing we can build from this is our belief and our confidence. We're just a an interesting mix of players, this roster. We got some really young guys who don't know anything, James Wiseman being one, somebody who's, I think he's played 12 basketball games since his last high school game. So think about that for a second. And then a couple of new additions in free agency, some young guys, and then, two players in Steph and Draymond who have, multiple championships and have been all-stars. And so it's a really sort of interesting mix, and we've got to find our way. So tonight is a night about building our confidence.
Steve, what was it like for you to have that moment afterwards with Fred Cass, the scorekeeper who's been there so long?
That was such a cool moment. It's just remarkable when you think about how many basketball games Fred has seen and how much he's committed to the Warriors organization. Going back to working games at the Cow Palace. And it was so beautiful to see him out there. He was genuinely thrilled to be on the court with the guys. They signed the game ball, gave it to him. And it was really a beautiful moment. It's the stuff that happens in sports that's I think one of the things that pulls us all towards basketball, towards competition. All the people around the team who help and who are passionate about the game and are part of all this. It was beautiful.
Steve, do you think this could be a before and after game for the season, like a pivotal game for the rest of the year?
No, I think it's way too soon to say anything like that. I just think we're 5-4 and we're starting to get some footing and figure out who we are, but we have a long, long way to go.
Steve, before the game, you talked about needing to finish defensive possessions. It seemed like you guys did a better job of that in the second half. Did something change? Did you say something to the team at halftime?
Well, we didn't foul. That was a big thing tonight. They only shot 13 free throws. We've been giving up 30 free throws a game, dead last in the NBA. So not fouling is a start. And then I think rebounding, our energy was so good in the second half that we were getting to the loose balls and the long rebounds. And I think we got out rebounded by 8 or 9 in the first half, and we ended up winning the rebound battle by 1. So just a lot of energy and anticipation.
Steve, is it getting Steph the space he needs with that starting lineup? And you feel like he can manage and you just work around it, or too much?
I'm sorry, Marcus. I didn't hear the first part of that. Marcus.
Do you think there's enough space in the starting lineup for Steph? Enough space?
I just think that we're a work in progress with that group. We're learning how to execute, and I think we'll have enough space. I don't think it'll be a problem long term. I just think we have to understand how we're trying to attack, and that's just as much on me as it is on the players. It's just a feel thing for how we're gonna attack, what we're gonna run, and learning to play together.
Steve, this is Gennaro Jones, Sports Fan Rap. Getting back to the bench, bench is so important to any basketball team. How close do you think this bench is to getting like the bench that you had your first championship year?
Oh, I'm not. That's your job. If you want to compare them, you can. I don't do that. These guys are, like I said, they've all just kind of been thrown together, and they're all doing a hell of a job, and they understand what they have to do, which is bring energy and execution every night, and they did that tonight.
Can you take us through the process of the decision making you did just by leaving Steph start the fourth quarter?
Well, he was just smoking hot, and we knew it was our ball to start the quarter. We figured we'd just get one possession out of him, see if he could knock down a shot or generate some offense for us, and then we'd get him his rest. And it was a decision really that I got to go do the end of third quarter interview on these national TV games, and it was a decision that Q and Mike and Jaron made. While I was doing the interview, I came back and they said, let's let's keep Steph out there for one possession. I said, good idea. Let's do it. And then I think we got him out, a minute and a half in to the fourth, something like that.
What'd you like about Wanamaker late? Really kind of playing wing for you guys.
Well, Brad, his defense was great. He's really strong. He's a powerful player. He doesn't have height, but he's got girth and strength, and his defense was great. He really got into Paul George, got into the ball, and then he knocked down a couple threes. I was pleased to see him be aggressive. We've been urging him to be more aggressive. I think he's trying to feel his way into this team, and he's one of our best shooters, so he needs to shoot. He knocked down a couple of big ones in the fourth quarter.
Steve, at the end, you went with the Curry Wiggins pick and roll against PG and Kawhi, two of the better defenders. Was there something you saw there to go with that two-man game?
The Clippers did a good job of pre-switching. They ended up bringing Paul and Kawhi into it, and which is the mark of an excellent defensive team. And Andrew just rose up and knocked down the three. It was maybe the dagger. So that was just Andrew hitting a big shot. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
NBC Sports Bay Area. What were the most impactful things that you guys did in that second half to really make the Clippers offense stagnant?
I feel like they just pressured him. They got into him. We got into him. The group they had on the floor did a tremendous job, on both sides. They were, capitalizing on the turnovers, scoring. Most importantly, being aggressive and locking up. That was the main thing that helped us out.
Hi, Andrew. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area. How is the quad pre-gaming? How is it now?
I felt it, but it was tolerable. I felt it in the game, but didn't hurt enough, not to play. I wanted to go out there and fight with my guys.
Andrew, Connor Letourneau, San Francisco Chronicle. When Steph's going like that, the way he was in the second half, how much easier does it make life for the rest of you guys?
Oh, it makes life easier because they open up the floor for everybody. All the focus is on him. And he's coming down. He's making shots that you'd be like, whoa. There's not a lot of shots he can't make. As soon as he steps over half, he's a threat. So he causes a lot of attention. So when he gets rolling, you just sit back and watch and just let him roll.
Andrew, is it how would you rate the difficulty of Steph's going off, and then there's been these situations where you hit the big shot, like you did it in Detroit, you were going, Portland, in this game where it's like Steph is cooking, but then you seem to be still in rhythm to hit the big shot. Like, is that difficult, or is that something you're comfortable doing?
Yeah, fourth quarter is the most important, time in the game, so I'm just focused in and I'm ready for any moment, that comes my way. I'm not afraid of any moment, I don't shy away from it. I just take it on, and, the end result is the end result.
Have you always not, needed a certain number of shots to get in rhythm? Have you always been able to just, come from cold, and take the big shot?
I feel like once you're in the game and you played some minutes, for me, I feel like I'm in a good rhythm. Just being out there, even defense, the whole team, we were getting after it defensively, and I feel like that helped the offensive flow also.
Thank you, sir.
Andrew, what were you thinking in the third quarter there when you guys were down? I think it was 22 with about 3 minutes to go, and the Clippers were kind of in that mode where it looked like they were going to take this thing all away. What was going through your mind during that time?
Just get some stops. There was still a lot of time left in the game, so main thing was get some stops, and just try to execute. That was the main thing, and then the unit that was out there did a hell of a job, got us back in the game. And then from there, Steph took over. He had a lot of big shots.
Was there a point when you thought, okay, you know what, we're gonna do this?
As soon as that unit that was out there, got momentum and we were coming back, everyone's hitting shots, we were in good rhythm. I was confident. Even when we were down 20-something, there was a lot of time left in the game. The game of basketball is full of runs. So I still believe we were going to win.
Andrew, after all the years of going against Steph, what's it been like for you to see it up close, what he's done in this last week, scoring in the kind of bunches that he can?
Oh, it's amazing. It's mind-blowing. The kind of shots that he can make, the time he can make it, and a lot of stuff he can do. Like, he can score with the basketball, but he's just as deadly off ball. That's what makes him so special.